Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello. And we are back. This is a special bonus episode for you all. This is part of our Sister Wives Rewind. And this is yet again another classic Brown holiday episode. So what are we going to be listening to today, Brooke?
So this is originally our Sister Wives Rewind episode 140. It's season 6, episode 5, and it's called Christmas Surprise.
Ooh.
Mm.
And what was the surprise?
Well,
I don't want to ruin it for people, but I'm like, I just watched this episode today, and I still don't know what the surprise is.
I'm not really sure because so it's a few days before Christmas, and they're all, the houses in the cul-de-sac are all finished. But only 3 of the wives have their keys and the financing is done. Everything's closed and whatever, except for Meri.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to get in by Christmas. And Leon is taking it very badly.
Yes. Leon's not coping well.
No. And so it's a lot of that, but there's a lot of other, this episode has so many different random things. There's a caramel making contest.
Yeah, this is what I love. These all, it's the holidays. They're trying to get into these houses. They're moving. They're moving and it's the holidays. And so Cody's like, yeah, in the midst of all of this, you all start making caramels for me and I'm going to judge. It's a little bit like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's his mother's caramel recipe. And so, whichever wife can best replicate it, wins. And it's like, geez, that's a lot of pressure. And as if they have nothing else better to do,
Yeah. And as someone who's made caramel before, I just want to say it's not as easy as you think. It's basically just sugar and cream, but it's like, it's hard to get. It's, once you have to do it a lot. You have to be an expert at this to be able to do it over and over again. And I cannot tell you how much butter and sugar I've wasted trying to make caramel. Not simple. So
it's not easy.
This is also the one where Robin announces that she changed her name to
Brown. Don't give too many details away.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. People want to watch it and be surprised.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a good episode.
It is.
And we hope you enjoy it. And thank you for listening. This is the third one Christmas episode we released this week. So if you missed any of the other ones, you can go back. I mean, the Browns and Christmas is always a good time.
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Bye. Hello, and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And today we continue our journey on the Sister Wives Rewind. We are in season 6, episode 5, Christmas Surprise.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, and
finally.
Finally in the houses.
It's a tortured episode of like ups and downs and,
Yeah, this was not Leon's shining moment in life. I mean, I wouldn't want anyone to put a camera on me when I was 16, 17. So I don't blame them, but not great.
Yeah, at first I was annoyed with Leon, but then as the episode went on, I started to realize, in true Brown fashion, nothing is ever, they're lucky this worked out. Nothing's ever planned out. And so what happened was they found themselves in a situation where, okay, three of the houses have closed and Meri can't close. There's trouble with the financing. There was a very real possibility they could have lost that house, which would mean that Meri and Leon are going to live separately. And Leon has spent their entire life with these siblings and these, think about when I put myself in that position, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah. Well, I get where Leon's coming from. And also Leon was ripped away from their friends and family 2 years earlier. You come here with the big promise from your parents. You're going to go off to college soon. Like, I get it. I get but it's just in typical teenage fashion, like sitting in the car staring at the empty house.
Well, also too, and I hate to say this, Cody did have a point that Meri was engaging with Leon too much. He was like, just leave it alone. Like, Meri was so codependent that she, that she can't handle Leon being upset. And she's constantly saying, well, what's wrong? Well, what can I do? And it's like, just leave them alone. Go pack some boxes.
Well, I do think in this episode, we learned some really interesting things about Meri and Cody and their dynamic with that little fight at the end, or midway through. I can't remember. It was good. So
it was good.
Yeah. But it was like, it's moving into the houses. There's talk of the mission statement. There's, all this stuff. And it's like, yes, lots of things happened, yet nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's
typical. A real mishmash as always. The producers are just like, oh, we need more. Like, we need more content.
Yeah. So you all make caramels.
Oh, God.
That whole thing.
The caramels. Okay. So Christine is moving into her house. Janelle is moving into her house. Or I should say Logan and Hunter and Peyton and even Gwen is moving furniture. I mean, these, my God, they joke about how they should, have a moving company. And it's like, well, yeah, you probably should. Like, this is something you guys excel at. And,
yes and no. I mean,
they were moving heavy pieces of furniture like in and out and upstairs like it was nothing. I was like, wow, you guys are they've done this so many times.
Yeah, I'm just saying that part. Just don't let Cody run it. Don't let Cody organize it. Let Meri organize it or something. Because Cody would make it a mess.
Meri should be president of the company. Absolutely. So, and Robin got her house right before she and Cody had to took the kids to Montana to see family. So she'd already said in a previous episode, this is their father's year to have them for Christmas. And I don't know, the timeline and the editing of this is confusing, but you know how when they decided to postpone their Christmas to January 2nd, because there's so much going on, I think it was because they, there's no way they're going to celebrate Christmas without Robin's kids there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, because at first I thought it was because of Meri and getting Meri into the houses, but she wasn't even in the house by January 2nd. So I'm like, okay, so it had nothing to do with that. I think they posed it as, let's wait till January 2nd so Meri can get into her house. But I think the truth, you're right. I think the truth is that it's Robin.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But again, the Browns, they lie to make themselves look good. Like, I don't know.
Well, it's almost like lying to get us not to pay attention to how much he's favoring Robin.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Basically.
We're not. Yeah. What did all the other kids do on Christmas Day?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wait.
Yeah. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah. No, it was all to make her kids feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So, So Meri doesn't have the house financing yet. It's not approved. They decided to put Christmas off till January 2nd. And they said that's in 10 days. So counting backwards, that would have been
like the 23rd.
Yeah.
Ish, I think.
23rd. So you're right.
Yeah.
So it's the 23rd of December. It's clearly not going to happen. Kids have to go to Montana or whatever. So then they do a flashback to September of 2010, where they fled.
Yes. The fleeing of Utah.
And, the crazy move. And Janelle is walking down the road pissed off saying, why can't everyone just get it together? Put the stuff in the car. It's like, yes, Janelle, we feel you. Anyways, so then that's when they show Leon just in the car like a stalker, stalking the house, parked in front of the house.
Yeah.
staring at it.
Lordy. I mean, you know, and I will like to say yes, Meri and Leon deserve their own home, but like really economically, it would have been a lot better for them to have just 3 homes and made 2 people split or something. Like just have Meri live with Robin or something.
There's no way Mary's going to.
I know, but it just seems so crazy that this is all over this big giant house that one person's going to be living in less than a year.
No one wants to live with Meri.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Well, except for Leon.
Yeah, well. So they're talking about how, you know, it's so great at being in this cul-de-sac. The kids are all out there with their bikes and their skates and whatever. And Cody says it's a gated, you know, fenced in, gated cul-de-sac. And it's surrounded by this brick, you know, kind of like fortress all around the back. And that someone calls it, you know, kind of like a polygamous compound. Forget who said that. And then they have to go into how, traditionally, you know, these people think that all polygamists live in these compounds, but that's because all they know is Warren Jeffs. And Christine is very defensive about this whole idea. She says a compound equals like fear and control, and that's not
bullshit. This is all fear. This is a lot of control over here.
She's saying there's not the normal, you know, regular people, polygamists like them. They don't live like that. And it's like, I don't know about that. Yeah, you do. You were so adamant about how you had to all be together. There was no way you could be separated. And now it's like, oh no, we can do whatever we want.
Well, and so when he was talking about the gate, he was in the fence and all that. He was talking about what was behind them.
Yeah.
Right. Because I kept thinking like, oh, is he in a gated community like the Kardashians? Like, is this high end that you have to go like Kody to casa? Like you have to go to a thing?
No, there's only 4 houses in this cul-de-sac. So they own the whole.
They mean that, the back. I was getting confused.
No. There is a gate in the front.
Oh, there is.
There is a gate.
Okay, there is. Okay.
So all along the back, it's like that brick, you know, kind of high brick. And then I've seen a picture of it. There is, you know, there is a gate you drive through and then drive in the cul-de-sac.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So I know then those houses were nice. Like they never should have.
Huge.
They never should have left that. Brand new houses. Plenty of room, more room than they needed, because then all the kids started going off to college and big
and designed by them, by you.
Yeah,
like usually people, that's their forever home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Mary's mother is there helping her pack, but of course, you know, she can't move in. And the builder, Danny, agreed to give them a tour so Bonnie could see the house.
And Leon, because Leon hadn't seen everything together yet.
And then there's this, Cody is very dismissive of Leon's disappointment and feelings.
Yes.
Very, very dismissive. And there's a scene later that is very cringy, but you know, he starts saying, you know, well, this is just part of the process and you have to just be patient. And that's when it hit me. It's like, wait a minute, there's a reason Leon's so anxious about this. It could not work out.
Mm-hmm. And we really have no idea why this took so much longer. I think part of it obviously was holidays. Like the holidays always pauses everything. So that's hard.
Working a lot.
But is it because I kind of feel like if it's because the two of them got their paperwork in late, then you know what? Leon has the right to be pissed off at their parents because whose fault is this? Like whose fault why is this so late? Or are her finances so terrible? Like, how is it that Robin, who doesn't work, that has all this credit card debt, got into her place? She was the one that was the most anxious, but not Meri. This is what's weird. I'm like, is it just because of the paperwork thing and the combination of that and the holidays?
I get the sense that there was a financial issue. I don't know how Robin got her loan. I wonder if her father co-signed or something.
Oh, that's possible. That's very possible.
Yeah.
Our father had to co-sign for my home and your home.
Yeah. When I first bought my home, I had been out of law school for 5 minutes. You know.
So maybe that's it. But she didn't have anyone maybe to co-sign for her. But her mom has that in, right? Isn't Lizzie? No.
No,
That's not her
Meri bought
mother's.
the
No,
inn
she bought
from
that separately.
somebody else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe the mom doesn't, maybe her family doesn't have any assets, but Robin's family does. Robin's stepdad.
And also, Cody and Meri are legally married.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if they were looking at both of their finances. So you would think that if you have two people, I don't know, but there was a problem. Maybe the banks probably, it's clear what they're doing. Like they're all in the same family and they're all trying to buy these houses. And maybe, that was the problem. They thought it was too much. And
that's what was holding things up.
Too risky. Yeah.
Or maybe the builders, because they were so annoyed by Meri and her scrapbook, were like, let's just hide hers and torture her because she's been torturing us.
Right. Yes, because she came out here every day.
Yes.
And took pictures and asked us questions and nitpicked everything. We're going to make her wait. She's getting in last and it's going to be after Christmas. Because suddenly January 2nd, was it 2nd or 3rd?
3rd. It was like 3rd or the night of the 4th. I don't know.
It was night. It was in the dark.
Knows?
In the dark of the night, they're meeting Mona in the cul-de-sac to get their keys. It's like, what day is it? I don't even know.
I so want to interview Mona, and I want Mona to spill everything, because you could tell at the end of this episode, she's like, yes, I delivered the keys to Meri and I'm going home and I'm done. Yes. And I never want to see these people ever again.
Mona is so relieved.
Yeah, she's tapped out. She's so tapped out.
Her long nightmare is over.
Yes. But
anyway, yeah, and basically Meri can't really she says she doesn't understand the financial process, so she can't explain it to Leon. And I guess neither can Cody.
No one can.
No one can break this down to them, why it's being held up.
Well, at least Janelle. Sit Leon down with Janelle. Janelle should know. And Christine, they took that test. You should have some sense of what's happening here.
Which makes me think, again, they're hiding something. They are hiding something.
We can't trust anything. We cannot trust anything. Like I said, lies. It's all lies.
Yes. They know the reason. There was a specific reason and they know what it is. And they're just like, I don't know. I don't understand money. Well, I don't know how this works. It's like, well, then you shouldn't have a mortgage, honestly. Okay. So they are going to plan for their Christmas. So they're all sitting at the table. They're like, okay, well, where are we going to do Christmas? Who has a Christmas tree? Oh, Janelle has a tree. So they'll go to her house in the morning. Janelle just kind of rolls her eyes like, oh, great.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten a tree.
I just want to enjoy my first Christmas in my new house, quietly. And Cody announces that his mom cannot make her caramels this year. No explanation why.
I'm sure the mom was just like, I'm so sick of you. I'm not making you these caramels.
Yeah. She's like, I'm 80 years old. I want to make these caramels.
I bake a lot with my son, Max. And I want to say that we made something recently with caramel. Caramel is so hard. I can't tell you how much butter and sugar we went through. It's just butter and sugar. Mm-hmm. But it's like this, you need a candy thermometer. And we did batch after batch after. It was driving me insane. We finally got it on, try number 4. And I'm like, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
I do not like this. But it's very, very hard to do. It really is. And it turns very quickly, gets all chunky and gross. So that's not easy. It really isn't.
We saw it. Christine had to make 3 batches to get it right. So he says that she's sending her recipe and Cody wants to make it into a contest between the wives. And he just gets so giddy over this. And all of them hate this idea.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, is this the producers or is this Cody? Or is it or did the producers throw this out to him and he grabbed onto it? Like, oh yes, I love this. This is going to be all about me and what I want.
I don't know how this came about, but Cody just thinks it's so funny.
Oh God.
Yeah. And he says and he wants this contest to be done on Christmas Day, as if they don't have enough to do on Christmas Day. And he says, if you can beat my mom, then you truly deserve to be my wife. And all of them have this shocked look on their face, like, oh my God. And actually, I paused it right there to make some notes. And then I looked back at my screen, and where I paused it, I got the perfect picture. I have to send it to you.
So you grab it?
I screenshot it.
Oh, good. Send it to me and we'll put it up.
We'll put it up. It was the reaction that and he's just laughing, and all three of them are like taken aback, physically taken aback with their mouths open, like, oh my God. I mean, it was perfect. So, he wants to do it on Christmas Day. And Janelle, who normally wouldn't even participate in something like this, she has a secret weapon.
Yes.
Her mother, Cheryl, who's, Cody's dad's other wife.
Yes.
And also, which... Again, they never mentioned that.
They never mentioned that their brother, their stepbrother and sister.
And not even step, because they don't use the word step. They don't call, you know what I mean? In their family,
that's true.
Their kids are all brothers and sisters. Nobody says step. So if you're going to apply that across the board, you and Janelle are fucking siblings. Your brother and sister.
Yes. You're right. You are right.
Anyway, so, Cody says, well, Cheryl happens to be married to my dad. Happens to be.
Oops. Yeah. Oopsies. What a coinky dink.
Yeah. So Janelle has to tell the whole story. And it's like, we know by now it's season 6. We know the story.
Well, they really want us to know that, like, oh, this happened after we were adults. Like, they want us to know we did not grow up in the same house. It's like, okay, we got it. But you're still siblings.
You still had family functions together, I'm sure. You know, if Janelle goes to visit her mom and Cody's there visiting his parents.
But maybe Janelle was married already and having family functions with Meri and her family.
Yeah. And she never admits that she was married to Meri's brother. She just says, I was friends with Meri's family before before Meri and Cody. She never once, to my knowledge, admitted that she was married to her brother.
Yeah.
And Meri doesn't have a kitchen, I guess. I don't know where she's staying.
She's still in the rental house. But
Robin said Meri doesn't have a kitchen.
Well, she doesn't have a new nice kitchen like the rest of them do. But she doesn't. But she was still in that rental house. We saw her moving out. But I don't know. Maybe was she home? Was she unhoused?
I think there was a period of time where she was out of the rental and not in her house yet, because on Christmas morning. Like, it was early Christmas morning, and Meri was at Janelle's, like, in her pajamas. And then when Savannah went and woke everybody up, Leon and Hunter were sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
Oh, but it looked like Meri went over to Janelle's house. But if Leon's sleeping there, maybe Meri is staying. You're right. Maybe maybe Cody was like, listen, whether we get into this or not, we're not paying January's rent on that rental of yours.
Right.
So, because we can't. You've got 4 mortgages.
Yeah.
I mean, and I just really, what do we have any idea what their mortgages are? I mean,
I think the sale price was for $443,000 or something like that.
Okay, so for that, how much is that?
Well, isn't it usually like 1%?
So, I mean, 4,000? It can't be 4,000 a month for these guys.
Well, probably including taxes and insurance and everything, at least. Yeah.
No, because we bought our house for more than 400,000, and our payments have never been 4,000.
Well, I don't know what the interest rate was.
Yeah. So, but I mean, at the very least, you're talking 2,500
to 3,000,
2,000 to 3,000 each, and times 4.
That might not even include taxes and insurance. I don't know. It's a lot of fucking money. Every month.
Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of money. Yeah. Anywho.
Okay. So we're still laughing about the caramels, Cody thinks is hilarious. And he's like, you must think I'm a misogynist pig, but you don't understand my genius. It's about getting more caramels.
Oh, Cody, you're so wacky.
What a dork.
Yeah. You're just he must think that, God, I am so lovable. I am so lovable.
I'm so funny.
Yeah.
So then, now, I don't know if this is Christmas Day or I'm unsure.
It's very confusing what the time frame is.
I don't know where we are in space and time, but Christine explains they celebrate St. Lucia's Day, which is a Scandinavian thing that I believe is connected to Christmas. But I don't know. In their house, that's the day that the oldest girls get to make breakfast.
I was like, oh, this is quite a tradition.
For Aspen, it's just another day.
Yeah.
Lucky you get to make breakfast for everyone. So it's Aspen. So it's all the oldest girls. Now, Aurora is there. So she must be back from her father's house.
So this is not technically Christmas. This is the second.
We don't know what day it is. But Aurora is there as the oldest from her family. And then Leon. And then Maddie and Aspen. And Leon didn't know that you have to put water under the buffet trays. So all the crepes got burned.
Yes. Which is really hard to do. These Browns love crepes. They just love a crepe. And crepes because Steve actually made some this morning for Max. And, watching him do it, it's hard. I've made them. It's really hard. And to make enough for 18 people times like maybe everyone gets 2 crepes or a crepe and a half or something because the kids aren't going to have more than one. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Aspen's working her ass off.
Yeah.
Leon gets upset and storms out. Now Aspen's left to do even more work.
And I mean, Aurora's how old at this point? 11, 12. So how much can she really do?
Yeah.
It was mainly Aspen and Maddie doing everything.
Yeah.
Which is why the two of them were very much in this headspace of, what is your problem? Can we just get moving here?
Get over it. Move on.
Yeah.
We have people to feed.
Yeah. Psych Legal Puff will be back after these messages.
So then we cut to this discussion, this very interesting discussion with Meri and Cody. And, Meri's telling Cody, Leon's being weird again today. They'll be fine. And then they're not. And then Cody says, sounds a lot like you, Meri.
Yes. I was like, ooh, this is getting interesting. And she didn't bat an eye at that.
And he said, I'm not being mean here. It's the truth. And then he starts talking about how Meri and Leon are a lot alike. And he's telling her it's not about Leon. It's about you. You are so emotionally involved with how they act. Kind of like, what we were saying earlier. Yeah, she's very codependent. And I mean, it's true. A lot of people say it's hard. If your kid's not happy, it's hard to be happy. But they have to have at a certain point when it's a situation where there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's probably going to work out okay. You just have to sit here and suffer, in the unknown for a little while. Yeah, she needs to just back off and stop asking her, what's wrong? What's wrong.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it shows you, and Meri sort of admits that this is one of her problems, that when you're a teenager, you don't have a lot of tools, but as an adult, you should have more tools, which is in those moments, you're right. You have to be able to recognize in that moment, there's nothing I can do. It's out of my control. And I have to figure out how to manage my emotions and how I feel in a healthy way and not blast it out onto other people.
Right.
And teenagers don't know how to do that. And they do. They place all of their anger and frustration and all that stuff on their parents. And it seems like with Meri, especially because she just has this one kid, is that she just really internalizes everything. And she can't, I think it's, Cody actually hit on something. It's like, she doesn't manage her emotions.
Right.
Yeah. She doesn't have the tools. She doesn't know how to manage how she feels. She doesn't know what to do. So all she can do is react to how Leon's reacting.
Yeah. And oh, sorry. She says to Cody, after dealing with this teen stuff and all of their emotions the past few years, I understand what it's been like for you dealing with me. I see myself in her. And I don't know. I don't know what I wrote here, but she's basically saying that she deals with things like a teenager with no tools.
Yeah.
And maybe this is, they're always alluding to all these issues that two of them have had over the years, going back probably from the beginning. And I guess this is the core of it.
Yeah.
And Meri has never, gone to therapy or gotten the tool, worked on getting the tools. But I mean, this family's been through a lot of therapy. It doesn't really seem to work.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too when you see how just about like what you can tell what Cody likes. And so he has a lot of anger and resentment, and we're seeing it now in this latest episode when they finally broke up, of how much he feels like he's been put upon by her and how much she's, been a bit of a child and a teenager and all of that. And I think that that's why also he has this anger towards Christine as well, because I think he sees Christine's desire to be loved and desire to have a connection with him as another way in which this person's needy. This person needs me and wants
taking energy.
Yeah, from me. And really, I think that he just misread so much of what Christine was trying to, explain. I don't know. I don't think Christine always did the best job at it, for sure. But it is interesting to see how Janelle, who doesn't take up much space for him, how, he sees her. And then you've got Robin, who he's so smitten by, and she
gives him, she doesn't ask much from him. She gets what she wants because she just gives to him. She fills up his cup. That's her job, to make him feel, be a fountain, not a drain. Yes. So he perceives Meri as a drain, Christine as a drain. Janelle is just neutral. She doesn't, it's neither here nor there. And then Robin is the fountain,
and that's why that becomes the ideal sister wife. That's what I want from all of you.
Right. Why you all have to be like this, well, good luck finding, 4 women who are just going to think that their job is to make you happy. But, Robin, she played the long game.
Yeah, she did. Lucky her. What a lucky gal she is.
Now look where she is. She's with this bitter, angry Cody.
And all of your money sources are gone.
Right.
You might have to go get a job or something.
Right. These other women were paying your bills. God, you should have thought about that.
Yeah. So she played somewhat of a game. She didn't think it all through.
Yeah. She didn't think about that part. So then I thought this was cringy. Cody goes to talk to Leon.
Oh, yeah.
And, it was weird. So he says, when you're feeling bad about everything that's going on in your life, you still have to be sweet to everybody else.
Keep sweet. Who said that? Keep sweet. That's a Warren Jeffs thing.
He says, it seems like you're grumpy.
Well, yeah. They're fucking grumpy.
Yeah. You're a lovely person, and I like being around you. But when you're upset about everything that's going on with the house, you really need to not wear it on your sleeve so much. You're going to have a lot better life and a lot more friends if you just have a chipper disposition. I know it's hard, but when you feel bad, sometimes you just need to get away from everyone for a few minutes. And when your mind is right, come back. But you're here with your family, if that's any consolation.
But hold on a second. So in theory, Leon did do that, right? Leon was having a hard time with the breakfast. Leon leaves, removes themselves from the family. And then Cody goes over to that house and in their face, right? Leon did remove themselves. You have to say that. But basically what Cody's saying is your emotions and feelings don't really matter. They're bumming everybody out.
Right.
I don't like it. Nobody else likes it. Nobody's going to like you. You shouldn't have all these feelings. This is bad. And, if you just stuff it down, if you just stuff it really far down inside of you and just be sweet, everything in your life will work out.
This was horrible.
This is the worst thing to say to somebody.
I think this was up there in the top 5 of his worst parenting moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, bad.
That was so bad. Just no validation, no empathy, so condescending. And then at the end of this lecture from him, Leon sheds a single tear. So I felt so, God, can you imagine having someone say that to you when you're in the middle of this, I don't know what you want to call it, but
a little bit of a meltdown.
Or just a very, anxious, difficult, stressful time.
Well, and also, I'm sorry, but I don't think Leon's much of a cook. And I think it's a lot of pressure to have to cook at 17
for
for
20
20 people for this holiday. And so that's a lot of pressure in it of itself. And I don't think Leon has to cook a lot, not like Aspen does, right? And I think that was really overwhelming. And I think all of it's very overwhelming. And again, Leon is a teenager. Leon doesn't have these tools. This is Cody's advice, this is Cody's guidance, as opposed to just sitting down with Leon and being and saying, hey, either giving Leon space or going to Leon and saying, hey, let's talk about what's happening with you, and validating their feelings and saying, yeah, you're absolutely right. And yeah, it is very stressful to have to cook for everybody. And this is hard, and we're with you on it. Yeah. And just letting it be. That's the thing. People want to solve everything. They want to fix the emotions, solve the problems. And sometimes in life, it's just this is really, really hard. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. And all you can do is decide to change, is to figure out, how am I going to look at this differently? But he's not saying any of that. He's just saying your feelings and how you feel is wrong. And it's bumming me out, man.
It's bumming me out.
Yep.
All right. Well, God, we still have so much more to cover.
Oh, we do.
This episode is really chock full. Okay. So now it's January 2nd. It's their Christmas day that they're celebrating. And it's a business day. So Meri has her phone. Mm-hmm. Meri's at Janelle's house, and Savannah is sitting alone in the living room waiting for something to happen.
Cute little Savannah's right there. It's so sweet in her little pajamas. Cute. Yeah.
So Meri says, let's go wake everyone up. So
Savannah was very excited about that. She was like, ooh, yes.
She got her shoes on. They went across the street to Christine's house and got everybody. And, everyone's there. It's a lot of people, a lot of presents, the opening presents, squealing and, having a great time. And so then Robin says, oh, Cody, it's time for you to open a gift. And so she has in a box, the court order or whatever to change her name, her new Social Security card. And he says that he's shocked and awed that she did this for him. And it's like, well, why? Janelle and Christine did it, and I'm sure you told Robin to do it. He acted like this was something so, had no idea that this was happening.
Mm-hmm. What, you think that he knew it was happening, or do you think
I'm sure they talked about it.
Yeah.
I know they talked about it. I think he knew about it. Again, I think they're doing this for drama, for the cameras. He knew she was going to change her name. I'm surprised she hadn't already done it.
Yeah, I know. It's the whole thing is very odd because people do this all the time. This is not a big deal.
No, it's not hard to change your name. Even with, when you have a marriage license, you can change your name on the marriage license, but obviously they don't have that. So she had to file something like a 2-page something in court and you have to publish notice in the newspaper, and then you wait 10 days and then a judge signs it if nobody objects.
Mm-hmm.
Not hard.
Yeah.
So, but they have to get, she's got to get all the praise.
Yes.
She's so great.
Because she filled out some paperwork.
Robin, she's just such a selfless, loving sister wife, and everyone's so mean to her.
Yes.
Okay, so then Cody gives a speech to everybody, talking about how these homes are a gift from God. And in the background, there's some word art. I don't know who gave this to whom, but it says, if we are in complete control of our family, somewhere along the way, something must have gone terribly wrong.
What?
Yeah, that's what it said. And I've seen this sign hanging in someone's house. I can't remember who, but it's just a very odd.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. So if
that it's normal to be kind of out of control, or not have everything together. And if everything is all together, something's gone wrong. Think like Joe Darger. He's in complete control of that family, but we don't know like what's going on.
Well, Joe Dogger wouldn't have that in his house. That word art would not go with him.
Word art is, no. I think he hates word art. So, and then they have Cody on the couch saying that, these mortgages are a real financial struggle for our family, but it's more important to not be apart any longer. And again, I thought, well, I don't know if that's true. I think financial security is pretty important. And Cody, fears poverty. And yeah, this could bankrupt you. You know what I mean? It wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
What if the show's canceled tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, the cancellation of the show would be enough for it all to fall down.
And none of it would have been worth it. It would not have been worth it. He thinks that this is worth it. I mean, that's just magical thinking.
Yeah. Well, it's typical Cody. He gets a bee in his bonnet, and then he's just so focused. And it's like, this is the solution, and this is the only solution, and it's got to be this way. And if it's not this way, it's just like,
yeah.
There were other alternatives. There were alternatives. Yeah. It wasn't just this one.
No, and also they didn't live that far apart from each other. You know what I mean? Like, again, Robin and Christine lived on the same block. Janelle lived around the corner. Meri lived like maybe half a mile away. And she doesn't have little kids, and Anyway.
But Janelle was complaining about feeling like a single mom. She felt like she always had help.
I think it was more because Cody was not around. He was always with Robin all the time.
Yeah. See, I think that this is again the fundamental problem, right? Which is they felt this. They didn't have Robin in their lives too long before they went to Vegas. So there's always been this disconnect, and it's always been blamed on fleeing Utah, being in separate homes. Now we're all in these homes together. So now this is the solution to everything. And I think this is like, again, I think the women can look back now and go, oh, it wasn't going to make a big difference. It wasn't going to matter that we were all together. Like, he still was going to be focused. He was still
spending all his time with Robin. Yeah. And also the person she needed to be close to was Christine. She needed help with, she needed Christine, because that was always her only help. Yeah. Was Christine and a little bit of Cody. Robin was never part of the equation.
And a little bit of Meri. I think Meri was around a bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Janelle and Christine just needed to live a little closer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now it's time for the caramels.
Oh, God.
So we see Christine making the caramels diligently. She's really, very serious about this. And she had 3 batches to get it right. Janelle and her mom are working together on the caramels. And Robin and Meri,
these two are just so wacky.
They are wacky, but I have to say, I mean, it was kind of refreshing to see like a scene with them that was fun and funny, because we don't get a lot of this,
Yeah.
So they're tired, after all the Christmas activity, they're tired. They do not want to make caramels. So Meri calls Lolly, who works at a store called Rodworks, which has unique iron and home decor, and also caramels.
Just caramels.
Just random at the check stand, like an impulse buy, like, oh, I think I'll buy some caramels.
Well, I get the feeling that Lolly makes the caramels and then puts them out for people, which really, I don't think you should be selling food like that. You're not selling it, but like giving food away. Oh, yeah. It's really weird.
There are laws. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. So they go down there and, because she has caramels ready for them. They go down there, they buy up all these caramels, and they're laughing and being playful and goofy. And like I said, that's refreshing.
Yeah.
And Robin actually, because we rarely see Robin being
human,
not annoying, happy, it's like, yeah, it was nice.
Smiling.
Smiling.
Yeah.
So then they do the taste test, So Cody first tries Janelle's. He says, it's a little soft. It's close, but it's not like his mom's. And then he tries Meri and Robin's, and they're, trying not to laugh. And he says it's yummy, but not my mom's. And he says there's some weird flavor, almond or something.
And he's very indignant about it. Like, my God, you went off the you went off the recipe, my mother's recipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, as if that would be the end of the world.
Right.
Like,
he's like, yeah, there were pecans instead of walnuts in it or something. And that's blasphemous, you know?
Yeah. I didn't know that you put nuts in caramel. Now it's starting to sound a little better, I think. Because just caramels alone are kind of like,
how when you go to C's Candy and they have those ones that it's like a mixture of chocolate and caramel and nuts.
No, but that sounds good.
They're very good. And Christine is the clear winner, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then Robin and Meri, they confess.
Yes.
They did. The caramel caper.
Oh, these wacky gals.
They're so wacky.
Yes.
And he, I think he's joking. They do this in the couch scene. They confess it they didn't confess it that day. I guess or maybe, I don't know if this is a recreation. Anyway, they tell him on the couch and he gets up and storms off. Like, I think it was all just an act.
God, those Browns are so crazy. They're just like a regular coming of another comedy family here. It's like the Stillers or Comedy Dynasty.
Yeah. It's too bad they didn't keep that up.
God, no.
Things got dark fast.
Yeah. Yes. So,
okay. Oh God.
Where are we now? Are we to the, oh God, is this about no. So wait a minute. Have we gotten to the, is this the commitment ceremony? The mission statement.
Okay.
God, the mission
statement meeting. And is this on Christmas Day?
I don't know.
I mean, this day is just never ending.
Yeah.
It's a never ending day.
And on.
And can you imagine? Yeah, this is supposed to be a holiday. The kids are just, everybody hates this except for Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Christine's the only person who gives a shit about this. She's the only person paying attention. None of the kids care or interested. They're starting to clap back and be like, why are we doing this? And,
Well, and the little kids can't sit still, which I don't blame them. You think Savannah's going to sit through that?
No, and then Cody's upset that no one cares. And he's trying to generate, some interest here. And like he asks, I don't know why he picks Aspen, but he asks her, what is your goal in life? And she's just looking around like, what? Why are you asking me?
She's like, I had to make breakfast for 20 people this morning. Give me a break.
I'm exhausted. Can I go to bed now? Like, can I please clock out and be off duty? And no, none of the kids were biting. It was a waste. And it just showed you how much nobody cares about this.
Well, and also Cody kept saying, well, if you just give me a minute, I can just bang this out. I can just write the whole thing. Because I think Cody really wants to write it.
Yes.
He wants to be.
It's the Cody Brown family.
Yes.
His family, his mission statement. Like, they should have just said, like, oh, knock yourself out.
Yeah. Well, again, I think this was poor Christine's, yet again, desperately thinking that, oh my God, maybe this will make my life better. Maybe this will make my marriage better. Maybe this will do something for me.
This is how desperate she is.
Yeah. She thinks a mission statement's going to change things.
Yeah. So now it's January 3rd. And like we said, in the dark of night, Cody and Meri meet Mona in the middle of the cul-de-sac. I mean, it was so dark.
It was very dark. Yes. Yeah. It was just so funny. It was just and Mona was so done. She was so done. She was
like, can we meet now? It's probably 10 o'clock. I got to get you people out of my life. I have keys. Can we please meet?
Yeah.
They get the keys and, congratulations. Great. Mona's very relieved. So then Meri and Cody go to Leon's work. She works in like a cafe or was there a frozen yogurt place?
Yeah. I don't know, like a smoothie place or something.
Yeah. And they had already talked to her. They surprised her. They talked to her boss.
I'm sure the boss loved that. Like, oh, great. Now I have to get up and do this shift. Okay.
Yeah, but she gets her yogurt shop.
I guess that's
TV.
True. Yeah.
So they go and surprise her and they give her the keys and then she gets off work early. And then you see them that night loading up a U-Haul.
Yes.
I mean,
no time to wait.
No time to waste. I mean, the U-Haul was probably just sitting out.
Yeah, Meri had rented it. Meri rented it on the 23rd, on December 23rd. That U-Haul's been sitting out in front of the house the entire time.
Yeah, ready and waiting any day.
Yeah.
Any day. And Cody says he thinks this has been the best Christmas ever.
Yes. This has been the best Christmas. And then they do this whole cheesy outro with the song and the Christmas song.
Oh,
and
yeah. Great.
you know,
Emmanuel.
and just how it was so hard a couple of years ago, and we were fleeing Utah and we were separate, and now here we are back together, and everything's going to be perfect.
Yes.
Right?
Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm. And is it over?
The episode is finally mercifully over. God, that was a lot. That was a 40-minute episode with about like 5 or 6 different storylines.
All right. Well, they're in the houses. Let's go.
They're in the houses. Go
Very
Team
exciting.
Brown. Can't wait. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Every Tuesday, we're on our Sister Wives Rewind journey. And Thursdays, we're currently covering Love is Blind, season 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll continue to do that until it runs its course. It's really good. If you Love is Blind is really good this season. And if you like our podcast, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe and also give us a 5-star rating so other people can find our podcast. The more ratings you have, the more it'll come up in searches. So people search for Sister Wives or something, they can find our podcast. And we are on TikTok and Instagram at PsychLegalPop. And I guess that's it.
Yeah. Tell a friend. Spread the word.
Yeah. Share this episode with a friend if you like.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Thanks so much. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.